Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking, and you guys who are subscribed know that I love 2011s, and so in this video, I'm going to briefly talk about some of the 2011s here and compare them between their price points, different manufacturers, and all that kind of stuff as well. Might have to go 2011, use quotation marks, because 2011 to me really is like the STI or now Staccato lineup, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to call any double stack 1911 and 9mm a 2011, so we're running with that today. There's 9 different guns on the table. We won't shoot them all, but we have different kinds of manufacturers represented as well. Obviously, we've got Staccato, we've got Bull Armory, we've got Springfield Armory, we've got Stealth Arms with the Platypus, and that's all for the manufacturers and different models within that range as well. Different purposes. We got steel frame, aluminum frame, shorter barrels, longer barrels. Talking about my impressions through them within their price ranges, because there are some in here that you could buy 3 or possibly 4 of the pistols for the price of the most expensive one here, and just kind of walking us through that and maybe the diminishing returns. Not to say that the most expensive isn't the best. Unfortunately, the way it turns out, that is the case. But kind of, expectations that you guys can set for yourselves when looking for 2011. We've got the Staccato CS. This is the smallest Staccato currently offered. Up from there is the Staccato C, slightly bigger. This one here is actually my dad's. My mom and I went half and half for his birthday a couple years back. He wanted the logo on there. Thanks, Dad. This is the C2, and it looks a little larger as well because it has the Dawson Precision compensator on there as well. All right, go into another manufacturer. The Israelis. This is Bull Armory, the SAS2. Now, this is really, really cool as well. 4¼ inch. Feels very full size, somewhat concealable still. I mean, to each their own on that one. Not too large. If you wanted to, you could go without the flared mag well, go without such a large light, all that. But shoots unbelievably flat. We got a Springfield Armory on this next one with a Prodigy 4¼ inch. So very similar in dimensions here. This is a steel frame, so the weight is much heavier. So, for concealability, lugging it around, a little different, but shootability, it's so heavy down low that it actually feels pretty flat because of it. Moving on to another manufacturer, this is Stealth Arms. They call this the Platypus. All kinds of unique stuff going on here. I've made a video on it in the past, featured a few times. But yeah, just a really cool gun. 2011 in the sense that double stack 9mm, but takes Glock mags, so very unique in that sense. This here is another Springfield Armory Prodigy. This one's the full length, so very similar to this guy, just the full length version. Same gun, but from the factory they do a compensator on here. A little port to direct the gases up to hopefully keep the recoil nice and flat. Now that I bring up because of this guy. This is by far and away, I've said it many times, this is my favorite pistol I own. The shootability of it, everything. It's just a confidence-inspiring pistol. It's got a shorter barrel than you might think, just because the end of it is the compensator on an island comp. So the iron sight stays still, the compensator stays still. It's not part of the slide in that sense. And so the slide, the moving parts with the cuts and the shortness of it, is really, really light. Not a whole lot of mass moving back and forth. So when comparing this and the Springfield Armory Prodigy comped, there's a lot of money that separates this. At the same time, they're going after this very similar task. So we're gonna spend time with a few of these, but these are really the ones I wanna go after. In fact, 2 years ago when the initial Prodigy came out, I compared it to the XC. And I've been getting some comments saying not that there's a comp version, do a direct comparison. I've only shot this a couple times, so we're gonna go ahead and really get to know it now. That all being said, let's pick our poison. We're gonna go Staccato XC, comped Prodigy. Probably don't need to do the other Prodigy. We'll go to the Stealth Arms. Probably don't have to go to the short Prodigy either. We'll do Bull Armory to represent them. Let's go straight to the smallest. I'm gonna be shooting with some Staccato ammo. This is the 124 full metal jacket between all of them. It's not biased towards the guns. It shoots great out of anything. Real quick, before we get to that, I wanna give a big thanks to this video sponsor, which is Star Tactical. Without their support, it'd be a little harder to justify doing all this consistently, but really cool company. Before we even get into it, I just wanna give a quick disclaimer to YouTube. These stocks I'm about to talk about do not enhance the performance of any AR-15. They're just really smart storage stocks. So pretty neat. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for example, this right here is the 1.7 from Star Tactical. They're also known as the Glock stock for this very reason. This get attached to your AR-15 buffer tube, whether it's on a PCC type of AR or an AR-15, whatever it is, it'd be pretty cool to have some Glock mags on your side, whether it's a 9mm AR-15 that takes Glock mags, or you have your sidearm being a Glock. So check this out. Go ahead and take our Platypus mag, which is a 17-round Glock mag. You can go ahead and store it right on in there. Click it in place so your stock holds a mag. Quick little release there. There you go. The Giggle Pop offers that same function, except with the big stick, 30-rounder, right on in there. And then lastly, the 50, it gets you a little bit of both with 2 quick releases as well, if you need maximum storage. No one complains about having extra ammo on your side, so there you go. And as you can see here, the 1.7 Giggle Pop and the 50 with different shades to get them in, all of that good stuff. So Star Tactical, do be sure to check them out. And if there's a code to use, I'll go ahead and display that here as well. So big thanks to them for supporting the channel. All right, starting with the smallest of today and the smallest Staccato offers, like I said, Staccato CS. Now already, because it's a 2011, being that's a metal frame, hammer fire, single action only trigger, obviously being 192011-esque, it's going to be really, really confidence inspiring. Now for the size, the gun shoots larger than it is. I think I'm as confident shooting a Staccato CS as I am a full scale, full size Beretta M9 variant. It's not competition derived, it's nothing like that, but as a concealed pistol, 2011s are pretty cool. This one being the smallest. Let's go ahead and get warmed up with it. Oh my gosh. I haven't shot this in a few months actually, and I just keep reminding myself how nice it is to shoot. I mean, for the size, this thing is so nice. Oh, where am I? Oh, okay, I'm having to hold just a little higher than I'd like to. All right, had to throw the last one away there. All right, moving up to the SAS2 4.25 from Bull Armory. Oh, okay. It's all just perspective. From the CS to this, now this feels like a competition gun, but it's certainly not sized like one. So, I mean, it feels great. Got excited. Oh, was on a good run there. Love missing those last ones. All right, I'm a little jumpy. It's early, but what a cool gun. Bull barrel on it, really, really stout barrel as well. But light as far as like its pointability because it's all the aluminum frame there, but still flared mag well. It's kind of a hybrid in that sense. I feel like I can shoot it fast, but it's not like a boat anchor either. All right, now we're getting full size, full size. This is the Stealth Arms Platypus. Has gotten a lot of screen time recently, but that's just because I can't get enough of it. I freaking love this thing. They start at 1,400 bucks, like I said, but all optioned out the way this one was. It was under $2,000. I forgot by how much, 18 to 1,900 or so. Fully configured. I chose the colorways. I chose the full length rail, threaded barrel, everything, flat trigger. You can do a lot of configurating with these, and for the price points to be under $2,000 is not bad. Not totally economic, but really not bad. Right away, feels great, but I will say impressively, this is a lot bigger than that Bull Armory 4.25, and the difference is actually a lot smaller than I would have thought, now that I'm going back and forth with them. All right, started finding a little bit there. It's so interesting jumping right back like and forth between other guns, and it shows the recoil management real quickly, and I'm trying to relearn them even though they all feel different. We've got a Sonus 9 from Energetic Arm Suppressor on there, and I wish I could tell you more about this ammo. It should be subsonic, and it's awesome, and I hope it hits the market soon so I can tell you all about it, but I might not be able to just yet. Hopefully soon. Let's go ahead and put a couple on the steel and make sure it's still zeroed in and everything. Let's go for the small one. Oh, suppressors just make me so much more accurate. Let's put them in the rocks here. You guys can hear what it sounds like. I can't tell you how good this feels. It's so confidence inspiring in that I know it's cycling fine. It's not giving me any hiccups, but it feels like it shouldn't be because it's so soft. Nothing being thrown back in my face, nothing gassy. That's a cool system right there. All right, this is where things get a little interesting. Now, I've already shot this on camera as well, but need to really dial in the impressions now. This is the full-size Springfield Armory Prodigy with the compensated barrel, and of course it's going to be cut on the slide as well, so you can see that. So unlike the Staccato, which we will get into, this is on a moving piece, right? And that's on just the barrel, rather than having a shorter barrel, so totally done differently. All right, well, real quick, that is much flatter from anything we've been shooting so far. I think that's a lot to do with the weight of it. This is a forged steel slide frame and barrel, and frame, great. The slide, that's a lot of mass moving back and forth, but it almost kind of like has it sit back still. I'm gonna assume I hit the hole in that target. There's a hole in that target, so felt good about it. That's what happens when you hit with that good old 45. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what did that. Oh, almost had a good run there. I mean, it just is a confidence thing. It's a time thing. I'm not the worst shot, but I'm not good enough to be able to go 2 rounds and immediately pick up on the habit of how this thing's going to land. It's just got a totally different timing, I guess, than anything I've shot before it. And it's good. It's very good. It's just different. It's because it is really heavy, but it has help. So this is a new thing to get used to. For the price you could buy these at, you could still budget in some custom work if you wanted to, all kinds of stuff like that. So I get it, the custom stuff, whether it's from Nighthawk or the high-end stuff like Staccato, I love that kind of machining. I appreciate it, and that's why it's my favorite pistol, and the performance shows. But the fact that something like this is mainstream and gets people into it, it's awesome. So I can't deny that. Rounding it off with the Staccato XC. Not a whole lot to say about this. I showed it off plenty, but it is my favorite pistol. Let's see if that continues. I'm kind of shooting like crap right now, but that's all right. I'm trying to get swinging. There it goes. A lot of that's to do with I just know this gun better, but man, it's just the best. It just is. But it's also the most expensive. I mean, you can't argue that. This is for the one that if you could justify it, just do it, because I did it after years of thinking about it. I finally pulled the trigger on this guy, as in I bought it. Coming up on this December will be 3 years ago, and this is my favorite pistol I've ever bought. This is $4,300 is the MSRP, and they sell for $4,300. There's no moving around. They sell for $4,300. The difference is I don't think there's a wait time anymore. That used to be the big thing. You could probably just go online and find them for that $4,300. Whereas the MSRP on these, the comped versions, are, I believe, I could be wrong, I think they're about $1,600, $1,599, but they actually sell for much less than that. Their map or whatever, or just go online. I think they're around I don't know if they're any cheaper than $1,300, but they might be right around there, $1,300. So if you start doing that, if you're on some form of a budget, I don't think you need to apologize for getting the Prodigy, because it's a great pistol from my experience. But more of the story, there are diminishing returns, but that doesn't mean that the best isn't the best, and it's not worth it, because it is to an extent. But you know, all of these on the table, admittedly, every single gun on this table, I wouldn't talk someone out of, if that makes sense. And I guess while I load up, another subject though is size. Sometimes people get it wrong and they kind of ask me what's a good pistol. They want something small, but they're not for concealed carry. And I say, why get something small at all then? So from my experience, again, no professional advisor here, but the smaller the gun, the harder it is to shoot for a few reasons. Red dots can make it easier with practice, but ultimately, look at the sight radius. The rear sights are lined up here, and look how much more forward the front sight is. That length there is going to make it much easier to use the iron sights, because any micro movement here I may not detect, but that little micro movement could throw the shot another 2 feet down range. So smaller guns are a little harder in that sense. Also the recoil impulse as well, they'll snap a little bit more. That's why I say I'm really impressed with the CS, because it is small and it doesn't snap as much as you would assume a small gun would. So all very impressive. But if you could justify the size, because it's a nightstand piece, it's not something you're going to be concealing, a large gun's not a bad idea. But if it's something you're going to be toting around, even if it's a hybrid, something that's going to be in the truck, on you, whatever the case is, maybe one of these mid-length things with like an aluminum frame, it's a C2 or the Bull Armory, a lot of really cool options there. All right, what's better than one opinion, two opinions? I know you guys were dying to see what my mom thinks about some of these pistols.
It's been a while, so I may be rusty, really.
Yeah, well, it has not been a while for me, and I was rusty. So this is the Staccato CS, the smallest of them. See what my mom thinks about it. Nice.
Oh, I was overconfident on
Yeah, you were. All right, Mom, tell them what you got.
I got a black gun.
Okay.
It's hold on, let me see. A Bull Armory. Tag 425, guys. FAS2.
Yeah, perfect. I like how you know it. Let's do it.
Why is it all over the place? It's like a little treasure hunt.
Nice. That's it. Yeah, I like back. All right, thoughts? That's sick, right? Uh-uh.
That's good.
I should have loaded you more. I loaded you more on the next ones, but
yeah, I like it.
Cool.
It feels really solid. It doesn't kick back.
Nice. All right, Mom, tell them what you got now.
Another black gun, but this one is a Springfield Armory Prodigy comped, because it's comped. What the heck?
You hit it.
Really?
Yeah, you did.
How come it doesn't sound ching ching?
It's making the same sound.
No, there it is.
Yeah, I promise. Whoa, you're getting real confident.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I think you hit them all.
This one is Staccato XC.
Oh yeah, you know this one.
Favorite?
Huh?
Is that your favorite?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay, we'll see if he's right.
It's gonna be your favorite too.
Really? I
Oh
like
yeah.
the other one.
I like this one.
I don't know, Brandon. Did I miss out?
No, you got them all.
That's it. Did I get them all?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I promise.
I cannot tell the difference. You can probably tell.
Oh,
more.
seriously?
Seriously, like I can't. If I
Okay.
hit the 10,
Hey, that's good to know. That's good. That's why. That's what you know. 2 opinions is better than 1. That's
I mean, it's nice, but
Okay.
the other one was just as nice.
Okay.
It really was.
okay.
So, I don't know.
There you go.
Oh, hold on. I'll remember. This is a Stealth Arms Platypus. Sonic. No. Sonos. I'm sorry, I can see, guys.
Sonus 9.
Sonos 9.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
Can we
right.
do that again.
Put one in the dirt real quick, just to hear it. Okay, you could go back.
I'm gonna be confident and go for another target, like the little one. That one. Not the next one. Not
That's
this
it.
one.
Can I say I have a feeling this one's your favorite?
Yeah, it is actually.
I knew it.
It is, because I can hit the small target.
I know,
no problem.
but it's unfair. It's suppressed. We got subs, but I knew
no,
that was
it's
gonna be your
just good.
favorite.
And it's quiet.
It's super quiet. It didn't probably need hearing, honestly. The steel's louder. Got a little excited towards the end there. You know, I'm glad I brought my mom on this video because she's great. And it's actually an interesting thing to think about that I shoot quite often. The performance doesn't show. I realize that. But I shoot often enough to get the idea and shooting impressions and recoil impulse on guns to where I'm thinking I'm able to nitpick them. When I bring my mom on here, she does like shooting with me, which is awesome. But she just straight up goes between guns that are so different in price points and says that they all kind of feel similar. That's kind of an important thing to note too. Sometimes you guys may not even be able to tell a huge difference, and that's what I mean by diminishing returns. And that is that once you shoot a lot, you'll see the value of a Staccato XC over something like the Prodigy, but that doesn't mean a Prodigy is a bad gun. In fact, like I said, I wouldn't steer you away from either. So that's kind of the point of this video. Kind of wanted to talk about a little purpose as far as size on them as well. Happy, medium, small, large, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, I love every gun I brought out here. I love 1911s, and I love 2011s. Particularly 2011s, and they're just some of my favorite pistols, this one being my favorite. So not a bad day to bring them all out here and talk about them. And so that does it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys next time.